is Jesus' words, saying, I have come that you might have life, and life in all its fullness. In all its fullness. Freedom, in other words. And so we've looked at hope, but we've looked at freedom from our emotions, which so often tie us back and drag us down. Freedom from time consumption and breaking chains that hold us back. And if you want to go back over the series, it's all on YouTube, it's all on our website. You can sit and watch it and perhaps take in new things from that. But today, as we conclude, I want to look at a key to freedom, the most essential key of all. We've kind of been looking at a lot of keys, really. But this one is the most, I believe, the most essential key of them all. They're all important, but this one really makes us break free. And to say, what is a master key? So what is it? Well, it comes in two different words, really. Perhaps it has two slightly different ideas, but I think I'm interchanging them, and I put on there persistence. In Hebrews, it talks about perseverance. In other words, keep going, keep doing it. That determination to try again and again and yet again. And many here, I believe, whether we openly admit it or not, many here want to break free of something, or even someone, and they've tried and they've failed. I want to stop this. I want to get out of this. I want to break free from this. And I've tried and I've failed and I've fallen. And in that failing, you've kind of felt guilty and you felt weak and, oh, I messed up, I didn't follow through, I didn't do it. And this little voice inside kind of says, see, I can't do it. See, I might as well give up. I'm too weak, I'm not strong enough. I don't have what it takes to do this. And in those moments, we can think, well, it's just not for me, I'm just going to have to suffer this. I'm never going to make it. And I might as well give up. But here's the truth. The most worthwhile achievements are seldom accomplished by a first effort, or even a second effort, or even a third effort. Success usually comes only as a result of repeated efforts, time and time again. In some areas we might call it practice. You know, a marathon runner, I've never run a marathon, and I don't think I'm going to start now, but a marathon runner never runs 26 miles on the first attempt. And I go, right, I think I'm going to do a marathon today. Just doesn't happen. Helen, Kathy and Keith's daughter, had run several marathons. I'm sure she didn't just get up one day and go, I'm going to run a marathon. Lots and lots of practice, lots and lots of effort, lots and lots of sacrifice, lots and lots of time, and you kind of go, I just want to give up now. And so what happens is you practice and start small. And we can see it in other things as well. You know, most inventions are useful after they try it, they test it out, they do things, they tweak it, they kind of think, well, that's not going to work, and I might do this, and so on. And when an inventor has an idea, he or she tries it out. If it doesn't work, they go, oh, well, I'll just do this, I'll just do that, I'll test that out. Someone joked once, I still remember it, that an inventor made a new drink. And the inventor put water together and added an ingredient and called it 1-Up. But it didn't taste very good. And so he kind of got another ingredient. I'll add that in. That's 2 ingredients. I'll call it 2-Up. And well, it really didn't taste very good at all. So he put another ingredient in and made that 3-Up. And it's really not right. Tried something else and called it 4 up. Then added a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and it was 5 up and 6 up, and it got to 6 up and it really tasted horrible, and he gave up. And if only he'd added one more ingredient, he would have had 7 up. But that's not a true story, as far as I know. But you get the idea. If you kind of get halfway and you kind of say, that's it, I'm just going to give up. Who knows what you could achieve if you kept going? If you had this idea, if you had this challenge, if you had this thing you wanted to work through, to break free from, we must not give up. If a runner or an inventor believe on something, if they believe that they're going to run for this goal, they're going to achieve this invention, they're going to do something great, they're going to keep going, and they're going to try and try and try again, and every time they try, they get a bit closer. They might try 100 times, and then on the 101st time, wow, I actually did it. I never thought all those months or even years ago I could. But I've done it. I kept going. I kept persisting. I kept persevering. You know, people try jobs. People jump around because they kind of try for a while. Oh, it's not for me. I'll try something else. No, it's not for me. I'll try something else. People try diets. And they give up because they never got to the weight that they wanted in 2 months. I'm never going to do it. I'll give up. People try churches. People try ministries. People try reading the Bible for a year. People try praying for an hour. And they give up because it didn't come easy. It's too hard. And they feel a failure when it doesn't happen after a week or a fortnight or a month or even 3 months. And they stop because they get this guilty feeling. And so they put it to one side. And so as we conclude this series, I want to talk about this persistence, this perseverance of keep going. And so I said we're going to look at Hebrews chapter 12. So open it up again if you haven't. And have it on your lap or in your hand. I know it's heavy. I know a Bible's quite heavy. And you're going to hold it for about 20 minutes now. So, and I know if you open it and have it on your lap, if you fall asleep, it's going to fall on the floor. That's going to be really embarrassing. But have it open. Persevere in reading the Bible. And so Hebrews 12. I'm going to reference some of the lines that we read this morning. Starts off by saying, therefore, since we are surrounded by such a great cloud of witnesses. And the first thing I want to look at when it comes to persisting or persevering is that we need to use the people that are around us to achieve what we believe we ought to achieve. Like I said, failing and falling in front of people can be very humiliating. But actually, being humble is a good thing. The Bible talks about us being humble. And so can I run this by you that we find in our Bible this morning. If we have people around us and we are honest with them, they can help us do better. They can help us achieve. They can help us break free of whatever it is that we're struggling with and feeling bound up with. You know, if you want to achieve something, say you want to achieve, you want to lose 5 pounds, you want to quit a habit, you want to read the Bible every day, right the way through the year, if you want to pray more or whatever, if you try to do it in secret, you're going to say, yeah, well, I'm going to lose 5 pounds, I'm not actually going to tell anyone about it. I want to read the Bible in the year, but after 6 months, you're struggling a bit. Well, I'm not actually going to tell anyone, because if I don't make it, no, and I will be fine. I won't feel so guilty. We can forget about it. But what if you tell your friends to witness what you are trying to achieve? Oh boy, that kind of ups the stakes a bit, doesn't it? Please, will you pray for me and how I'm doing? I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to break free of this. I'm trying to achieve that. You're going to say, what? You want me to tell people that I'm trying to do this? What if I fail? What if I fall? So, if I fall, and you could well do, if I fail, and we could well do, my 5 closest friends, or whoever it is that you're telling, if they know about it, they will be there to try and keep us going. They will probably help us. They will probably give us an incentive, really, because I say when we do it alone, we can quietly give up and no one knows. But if we do it with some witnesses, I'm trying to quit this. I'm trying to break that habit. I'm trying to do this more or this better. And we tell people, they're going to say to you after a week or two, hey, how's it going then? Not very well at the moment. And they'll say, if they're good friends, they'll say, come on, there will be your cloud of witnesses. Come on, you can do this. Doesn't matter if you failed last week, just get up and you can do better this week. And I'll pray for you, I'll stand by you. How good is that? If we want to break free of something, if we want to achieve something, that we tell some people about it. And it may feel embarrassing, it may feel a little awkward in some of these things, that you want to quit a habit or something, and you kind of, do I tell someone? Yes, tell them. Because they'll be there to be accountable to. They'll be there to encourage us and move us forward. They'll be praying for you. No pressure. But that's exactly it. Having a cloud of witnesses around you when you're trying to break free of something is so much better than doing it on your own. So that's the first thing in verse 1, first part of verse 1. Going to be looking mainly at verse 1 actually. So the second part of verse 1 says, let us throw off. Say throw off. Yeah, very good. Say throw off. So much enthusiasm. I'll try it once more. Say throw off. Throw off. Yeah, good. Okay. You want to break free of something, and you know what it is. You want to find freedom. That's what we're talking about during this series. You want to break free of the chains which are holding you back from something. Maybe months, maybe even for years, and it's kind of been a real bondage, if you like, and you've been held back. The Bible here is talking about throwing it off. Not kind of just, well, I'll give it a little try. I'll make it lighter. I'll put it on wheels. That hard to do. Throw it off, because it's hindering you. Cut the ties. Get rid of it. Anything that entangles, says this passage in the Bible, throw it off. Cut it away. And it sounds obvious, doesn't it? It sounds so obvious, but we know it's not easy at all. And one of the biggest things that stops us from enjoying life in all its fullness is that we don't throw off the things that hold us back. We carry them around. It's like, the old ball and chains. I'm all right. Yeah, really I am. I'm fine. Because we don't make an effort to break free, to cut the ties, to throw off. Now, right in the middle of this talk, I'm just going to allow 1 minute of quiet. Well, I'm going to talk a little bit. But I want you to think about this. So let's just kind of focus for a moment and allow the Lord to speak to us in this minute. So if you want to close your eyes, you want to bow your head, you can. If you want to stay as you are, that's fine too. But just in this quietness, look to God and ask him. Because he knows you best. He knows you better than you do. And ask him, Lord, what is it that's holding me back from freedom? What is it that's holding me back from this fullness of life that Jesus talked about? Lord, speak to me. Show me an ongoing sin. Show me a bad relationship. Show me something that I do or I watch that I shouldn't be. Lord, what is it that entangles me in this life and prevents me from achieving life in all its fullness? Just have a moment of silence as you just ask that of God. What is it, Lord? What's holding me back? What's making me enslaved, bound up? Stay thinking about that thing that's holding you back. That's like a ball and chain around your foot, or like bars in front of you. And now comes the Lord and ask him, okay, Lord, how can I throw this off? What do I need to do to get rid of this thing for good? Who do I need to tell so that I'm accountable to someone with skin on? That they might encourage me to finally break free. Now you've got a pretty good idea, I think, of what it is that's holding you back. And I think also the Lord's given you a pretty good idea of what you can do to break free. I'm not going to say any more, we're going to move on. But all I will say is, please just do it. Don't put it off. Don't think it's too hard. Just do it. Gosh, life in all its fullness is there for us all. Okay, let's move on again to chapter 12, chapter 12, verse 1, third part of it. And let us run with perseverance the race marked out for us, fixing our eyes on Jesus. We want to live, I hope, this life of fullness, don't we? I hope you do. I hope you're not content with just what you've got. And we want to run this life and have a life full and free. And to have this life in all its fullness is not going to be easy. No one ever said it was going to be easy. If it was, everyone would be going around, air punching and, yeah, I had a great life, I know. Life in all its fullness always is going to take work and effort. Just like anything that fills our heart with joy. Now, who is it that offers life in all its fullness?
Jesus.
Jesus. No one is going to achieve life in all its fullness without him, because he is the one that brings life in all its fullness. And we need to follow his path, the path that is marked out for us by him. And it says there in verse 1, in that last little line, let us run. Let us run with perseverance and persistence. Let us run, not walk, not crawl, not sit. Let us run. That's a big action. I've got a little pedometer on my phone showing me how many steps I'm taking. Sometimes it's well into the thousands. Sometimes, if it's a quiet day, it's in its hundreds. But you know, the best way to really achieve something is to go, right, I'm not just going to walk around like this. I'm going to actually get up and I'm going to run, because that means lots of steps. Even though I run for 5 minutes, it's going to be lots of steps. And that makes a difference. What? Picking up already. Running. Not sitting, not crawling, not doing a great deal, but running. Today, you know what you have to throw off. Because perhaps a lot of the time, when we're weighed down by whatever it is that's been weighing us down up until now, as I say, it's a bit like a ball and chain. You're never going to run, it's going to slide. But once you start to throw off these things, you can run. Where are we running? Where are we running? We're running the race marked out for us. That Jesus has marked out our life. He says, I've got a plan for you. I want you to run it so that you can have life in its fullness. If you go and sit over there, if you go and do this, you're going to miss out. But I've got life in all its fullness, and your track is already marked out for you. I want you to run it. I know you saw that the marathon this year in London, the late runners, the ones that were at the back were complaining because the organisers were packing up the course early. There's supposed to be a set time to stay the course open, but some were packing it up early, taking away the markers, taking away the barriers, and the late runners were kind of going, we don't know where to go. What made it worse was some of the people doing the packing up were saying, you're late, you shouldn't be so fat, you'll get there quicker. Really encouraging. But they didn't know where they were going because the course had then been taken away. And we're told that Jesus has a track marked out for us. And if we run that track, we're going to achieve at the end of it. If we don't see the markers, if we don't know where we're going, we're just going to kind of wander around, aren't we? The goal then has been lost. And people do that even in church. Some will ask, or some will say rather, I don't really know what God wants me to do. I've heard that over the years, time and time and time again. People who have been in church for years. I don't really know what God wants me to do. Did you ask him? Yes. Did you really and truly ask him and keep asking him and say, Lord, show me the way, show me the track that you've marked out for me. Show me the church I should be in. Show me the ministry I should be doing. Please show me so that I've got that track to go on, so that I can run the race. I strongly believe that God gives each of us this path, this track to follow, to run, that we might achieve life in all its fullness. And if we do that, we then find freedom. Church, it's really worth the time and the energy and even the falling and the failing to follow this path, because wow, doing it brings a real life and fullness to us. One more thing. It's not drinking water. One more thing in this passage. Verse 3. And it says, consider him who endured such opposition from sinners, so that you will not grow weary and lose heart. Christ sets out our path that leads to freedom. But here's the fantastic thing. He has gone before us. He's gone before us. You know, you read the Gospels in the Bible. Jesus has gone before us. He knows all the things that we're going to face as we run this race. He knows the ups and the downs. He knows the cheering from heaven, but he also knows the cheering from sinners. He has felt the temptation to give up, but hasn't. He has suffered immensely to achieve for you and for me. And so I would encourage you as we come to the end of this series about finding freedom, that you find freedom. Don't leave here and go, oh, well, that was another series out the way, we're doing something else next week. Find your freedom in Christ. Find good friends that will help you persist and get through. Even when you fall over 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 50 times, you can say to your friends, okay, please can you support me because I messed up again this week. But I really want to try and persist and get through this. Anything that God's talked to you about this morning, about getting rid of, giving up, so that you can throw it off. If he's pointed out, he says, hey, what about that thing? What about that which you do or watch or don't do? Will you give that up for me this week, this month, this year, and keep running with it as best you can? Follow the path the Lord has marked out for you, so that you will not grow weary, as it says, and lose heart. Life in all its fullness is there for us. Jesus said it's there for you. Are you experiencing it yet? Are you wanting it? It doesn't matter how old you are. It really doesn't. It doesn't matter how many times you've failed or fallen up until now. The track's still there. The markers are laid out still. And Jesus has gone ahead of us, and we just need to really just keep following the life he's laid out for us. And if anything's in the way, throw it off. Throw it off. Because today, you can experience life, a full life, intended for you by God. We're going to sing a couple of songs. We can do this. And between the two